Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you so much for meeting me here. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I just want to make sure that you can hear me. I am in a different corner, so I just want to make sure you can hear me. It's November. I'm excited for the new month. We're in a new theme. And the theme is things you need, right? And it's so important that we understand what we need, because only when we understand what we need can we go and get it, right? And so today I want to focus on what I call, what I've been doing research on, and it's so critical. These are 4 things that we need in our lives to live out the best version of ourselves. And that thing that we need this first installment of November is emotional intelligence. Yes, emotional intelligence. Right now we're in a season that we've got to manage our emotions as well as the emotions of those around us. It is so critical that we manage our emotional feelings or emotions. So these 4 areas are: 1, self-awareness; number 2, self-management; number 3, social awareness; and number 4, relationship management. And as I was doing my research and lots of reading, because as you know, I'm a coach and I work with clients, and they come to me with all kinds of challenges. You know, problem resolution. You have got to know how to manage those emotions. And Dr. Daniel Goleman wrote a book back in 1995. He's a psychologist, and he is also a New York Times best-selling author, and he wrote a book on emotional intelligence. And as I was doing my research and reading and listening to different excerpts that he did and different articles and so forth in the research, it is so critical that we all have these 4 areas of our lives. We manage it well. It's so important that we really identify them and manage them well. And also, if you're not managing it well, you need to figure out how to do that, because we all need emotional intelligence. So when it's talk about emotional intelligence, we're talking about managing your emotions and the emotions of those that you do life with. Could be somebody at work, could be your spouse, your children, somebody in the community, somebody in a networking event. Where do you go and someone have a different opinion than you, someone have a different value than you, and you can collide if you're not careful, if you don't have emotional intelligence. So it is critical that we identify what these 4 areas are and find out if you have them, great, and if you don't have them, go get them. Go get them, go get them, go get them. So let's talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness is critical. I've spoken about this before in several occasions. Self-awareness is knowing you, knowing who you are. That's knowing the good, the bad, and the ugly about you. Knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your values, knowing your beliefs, knowing you, what drives you. It's important that we know that, because there are people that will come along and try to trip you up. There's situations that you will be in that you've got to kick into gear your self-awareness and read the room. You've got to read the space and not let anyone dictate to you anything outside of your values, your strength, and your weaknesses. You knowing you, it's so critical. Number 2, self-management. Self-management is critical. We all have to know how to manage ourselves, our behaviors, who we are when we are out and about in our families, at work, or at any social events. When you're able to manage yourself, have excellent self-management, you know what your triggers are. You know those things that cause you to behave a certain way. You know those things that cause you to be joyful. You know those things that cause you to feel angst. So when you know that, you're able to read the room, you're able to know and identify, this is a place I don't need to be. This is a place I can stand here and keep my footing, because I belong here. I need to be a voice of reason in this space, but you're able to manage yourself. You're not someone that if someone cut across you on the highway, you put up your middle finger, or you chase them down, or you curse at. No, self-management helps you to choose the high road. Self-management helps you to go high when they go low. It's so important. And when we talk about social awareness is critical, y'all. It's so critical because we're always in social spaces, whether it's in the community, at work, or at a family event, maybe a family reunion or some kind of special event that you go to, a concert, some place out there. And sometimes you just have to empathize with people. You have to empathize with their behavior, things they say, things they do. You have to say, you know what? I understand. But if you don't know you, if you don't know your values, if you don't know your strength, it's going to be hard to understand other people when they show you who they are. You'll be able to say, you know what? I understand. And when it comes to relationship management, these are critical. We're all in relationship. You have a relationship with yourself. You have a relationship with your significant other, your spouse, your boo, your children, your partner, your colleagues at work, your manager, those in your worship community, your church, wherever you do life and you have relationship with people. You've got to be able to handle conflicts. You've got to be able to motivate at times. You've got to be able to inspire at times. And you've got to be able to work in a team, do teamwork sometimes. And your teamwork is not limited to in the workspace. You can have a team when you're on a project working on something in the community. And you've got to work with someone that looks different from you, thinks differently from you. It's so important that we understand these 4 areas in our emotional intelligence so that we can show up better, so that we can become the best version of ourselves. When you don't know who you are and when you don't know how to show up in these areas, that's when life trips you up. This is when you run into trouble. As I sat with a client last week, he was going through some stuff and we talked through it and we went through these 4 areas of emotional intelligence. And then he was able to say, you know what, that right there, I need to work on. I need to spend some time around it to learn more how to regulate my behavior. I don't want to call out. I don't want to have these outbursts. I don't want to be labeled. There was another client, when we started, she said, you know, I'm a complainer. I'm known for that. But as we started, I said, do you want to continue to be known as a complainer? She said, no. I said, what do you want to be known by and known for and known as? And she said, I want to be known as someone that can come to the table with solution. I want to be looked at as a leader. So if you can lead yourself, there's a big chance that you can lead others. But everything starts with you. And as we work through that, we're in our 5th session. And she's like, I am now aware when I'm on that long line and somebody up there is taking too long, what agitates me. And I can regulate. I don't need to say something crude. I don't need to belittle anyone. I can lead myself. I can regulate my relationships better. I can manage my relationships better. So as you go throughout your day to day, as you go throughout your week, take some time to look through these 4 areas and see if you have a healthy emotional intelligence. And if you don't, find a book, find books, find seminar, webinar, Google, go on the internet, or book a session with me so we can talk it through. So you can develop these necessary skills because you need them. These are things that you need in order to have a healthy, productive life, in order to enjoy the best version of yourself, to be able to look outside the frame and change who you are as you get feedback from your loved ones or someone that you have given permission to speak into your life and to help you to correct those areas where you're not showing up so good. It's so important that we practice emotional intelligence in this season and every season of your life. I am your coach. I am your sister. And all I want for you is to develop personally and to build your mental fitness so you can manage the challenges that you will come up against each and every day. So if you use these 4 areas of emotional intelligence, believe me, the possibilities are endless. You will be able to refine yourself and experience the best version of you. Have a great day and God bless you. Bye-bye.